And we're back again on Singapore Airlines to Tokyo instead of ANA last year. So I won't be filming this entire trip as it is an exchange program with my school actually. So it's my first time flying technically alone without my parents and on Singapore Airlines to Tokyo Narita as well. So it'll be the same as the flight on the ANA last year. So it'll be a very good point-to-point comparison for both airlines. And I'll just be showing you all of that in this video. So now it's 9:52 and we're gonna board at 10:45. And I have my good friend over here who's flying with me and will be with me on this entire trip, but I only covered the flight in particular. Well, and we're also in the same terminal, Terminal 2, so same as last year, the check-in process, because this time I'm going in a group, so it's a group check-in instead of the automated machine that we saw last year. And the difference between SQ and ANA is that you actually get free Wi-Fi in economy class if you are a KrisFlyer member. So you just basically have to tell them your KrisFlyer, I think it's some membership ID at a check-in desk before you actually go while you're checking in your luggages and your baggage to get free Wi-Fi throughout the entire flight. So it's essentially free Wi-Fi all the way, unlimited Wi-Fi compared to ANA, which did not provide any of it. So I do expect this to be much better flight. And also this is an overnight flight compared to last year, which was at 6 in the morning. So we'll see how the service compares to last year's experience. Yeah, my flight 11:55 Tokyo Narita D41. Just stumbled upon this, which I didn't manage to see previously. This is the electronic bartender. That's damn cool. Alright, D41, that is my Plane Air 787X or -10 Dreamliner. ANA last year was a 787-9, so let's see how it compares. You can see how long we have to walk to get in here. This is like one of the last gates at the end. Really long, and we are at the end of the terminal literally. And now we're boarding at 11:30. Oh, Inflight entertainment. Oh, interesting, they do take this. Thank you.
Be this way, please.
Thank you.
May I see your SIM number?
This cabin, please. Thank you. 67. So now we're just going to take a look at the seat here. You have the cabin crew call button, the lights there, and you have multiple sockets for your USB chargers, and you have the universal socket down here, which is quite handy as well. Then you have this cup holder here, which is really convenient. Not all airlines have this feature, so you don't have to pull down the entire tray table just to enjoy a drink. Legroom wise on the 787 is always pretty spacious compared to the A350 or other aircraft, I feel. The in-flight entertainment system can also be tilted for a better angle of viewing, which is pretty handy as well. If we look at the seat, there's the same feature that enables you to curve the sides so that it's a little bit more comfortable when you want to sleep. Hot towel service before takeoff. I didn't see this on ANA. Rather interesting visuals displayed by the safety video. We see many different airlines that are integrating their culture with their safety video, like in ANA for instance in the past, and India. Wi-Fi works. My KrisFlyer Wi-Fi works over here. So you just have to tell them your KrisFlyer ID when you're checking in, and you're able to enable Wi-Fi, and I'm able to track my flight over here. This is the first time I'm actually able to do this while on a flight. I've never done this before. Being able to actually see and track my flight while being on it. It's pretty cool. Right after takeoff, they offer a cup of water, which is, I don't know, you can see because it seems pretty dark on the camera. The flight seems to be relatively dark. a little bit. Very cramped, not as cramped as the A&E toilet. There's a bit more space over here. Same, nothing coat hooks here. It still is the same ashtray thing, which some of my viewers commented it could be a coat hook, but it's right here. Interesting, this doesn't feel too cramped and feel pretty okay. Now I'm going to start the new service and this road is absolutely dry. After this, it's been a pretty turbulent flight and now we are finally reaching Tokyo in about 2.5 hours, so I'll show you the food after this. Now breakfast is served. We have some Japanese rice with teriyaki chicken, some, I'm not sure what this is, some kind of bar, some milk in this packet, red wipes, yogurt, fresh fruit, water, and I ordered for Japanese green tea. And I realized a lot of, I'll say high-end airlines tend to use metal cutleries like Qatar Airways, A&E increasingly have been using metal cutleries in their economy class meals, and that's the adds to the dining experience to make it in a way a bit more luxurious. Sorry. Yeah, and now the sunrise is pretty early. It's 4:25 in the morning and it's already getting bright. When we arrive, it's going to be relatively cloudy, so no sunrise for me then. As your flight experience slowly comes to an end, I'll just slowly talk about how the flight was in its entirety. It was a really comfortable flight as a whole with a lot of amenities, and the service was really good. Not to mention the free Wi-Fi as well, which was really convenient for me to just text and message anybody, and also given the fact that if you're a KrisFlyer member, you can enjoy it for free as well, even if you are in economy class, which you don't really see on other airlines. Of course, there were no complaints about the seat or anything whatsoever, the timing of the breakfast or the food. Everything was quite splendid, and everything is what you would expect from a great airline like Singapore Airlines. If we're talking about a comparison between what I had on A&E last year and Singapore Airlines this year, the main difference here would be the Inflight entertainment system, where the Inflight entertainment system of Singapore Airlines actually has a wider variety of shows and movies as compared to that of A&E last year. Other than that, the comfort of the seat, the service and the food, I feel are all equally relatively similar, nothing else to complain about. However, one larger difference would actually be the price point, where Singapore Airlines can be a lot more expensive than A&E. But between these two airlines, I would say both vastly relatively more expensive than other options that are available like Zip Air, and now you have Air Japan. Potentially at the end of this year, I will be flying back to Tokyo, and maybe on Zip Air or Air Japan, I just want to try out one of these carriers, so I'll also deliver a video to compare these carriers in terms of their price point and comfort as compared to the past two airlines that I've flown also to Tokyo. I hope you have enjoyed this really impromptu. I wasn't planning to film a vlog for this trip at all, so I just thought I should cover the flight experience since I flew on the exact same route last year. So I'll just end the video with this very rainy landing into Tokyo Narita. I do hope you enjoyed this, and I shall see you in the future.